Welcome back to Worldview. Now, is the UK under the auction hammer here by the Tories? And if so, where's the public outrage? This is the Monday Line, and I'm Dennis Campbell. It's a dark, secretive, white-hole world, and we just live in it. This government is selling the very land beneath our feet for hydraulic fracturing, also known as fracking, shale gas leases. Last week they allowed Bain Capital. Remember Mitt Romney? Well, he's back, and he's pretty agitated that we plebeians dared to diss him during his presidential Olympic coronation run. So what did he do for revenge? Well, he just became the ultimate financial vampire squid. He purchased the entire nation's blood plasma supply for pennies on the pound. Romney and Bain and Co., see unlimited market opportunities in the UK because their Tory pals are holding a government fire sale and no one is objecting. They're stripping down our healthcare crown jewel, the NHS, for parts. They've no problem making money sucking out the life savings of sick people. Hell, it's just another export, so we too can have healthcare just like in the USA, expensive and available only to the rich. And the United Kingdom electorate snoozes while this unholy Cameron-Clegg alliance of a government destroys what is left of the Lib Dem party, the nation, and places a price tag on and sells to their fat wallet contributor pals everything the United Kingdom was built upon. And far too many ministers, lords, and MPs have active financial interests in the outcomes. So they just laugh in our faces while doing it because no one can or will stop them for another 21 months, when they'll emerge all smiles begging for your vote, knowing full well that only 65% of the population will even bother to vote. So it's essentially a jump ball electorally. This nation is 45% Labour and 45% Conservative, so no one is bothered by consequences. And by then, what exactly will the UK still own? You see, here in the UK, elections don't really matter, and they know it. So, psst, want to frack? Want to release toxic radioactive chemicals into the water supply? The UK will let you frack anywhere, anytime. Why, it even tried last week to give you a huge tax break for doing it, before Gromit, or his Labour leader Ed Miliband Wallace, woke up and noticed. Now, back in March, Lord Brown, he sits in the upper chamber of the Parliament, that's the equivalent of the U.S. Senate, said in The Guardian he would invest whatever it takes to frack his way across the UK. Of course, like former U.S. VP Cheney, who was CEO of Halliburton, and to whom millions of dollars in contracts went to when he was VP, Lord Brown owns Quadrilla, the biggest fracking company in all of the United Kingdom. And despite being under constant investigation, having a major drilling site shut down, and his operation exposed for numerous infractions, they continue to expand rapidly. And 4 months later, with the help of the Prime Minister Cameron and the Chancellor George Osborne, whose father-in-law, by the way, is Lord Howell, president of the Shell and BP-funded British Institute for Energy Economics, the government pushes on to discredit those who protest the fracking process via the media and to put fracking on the super fast track. Indeed, this government is now backpedaling away from its commitments to invest in alternative energy so quickly it almost tripped over itself. And the list of those with ties to the industry would make even a seasoned U.S. congressional lobbyist for just a second blush at the brilliance of such bold-faced impropriety. And if all that was not enough, Quadrilla are trying to sneak through a hazardous radioactive transport permit to send away by lorry used fracking fluid, some of which will contain radon gas and uranium-226, allowed across the motorways of the United Kingdom from Essex. And on the last day of Parliament session before heading to summer recess, this government released further proposed new rules to, quote, remove the local authorities' right to make decisions independent of central government policy on energy and on the environment. So councils will no longer be able to take into account seismic activity, flaring, venting, water resources including aquifer treatment and disposal of wastes including radioactive materials, air emissions, safety, and well integrity. Decision-making on these issues must be left to the government agencies, primarily the DECC, EA, and HSE. Close quote. So other than that, Mrs. Kennedy, how was your trip to Dallas? Psst. Want to control who lives and dies and how much they may eventually be forced to pay for blood plasma? Or just let Bain Capital buy it all up, jack up the price, strip out the cash, and sell it all for a huge profit. Said the website alternate, quote, the Department of Health has sold the state-owned Plasma Resources UK to Bain Capital for £230 million. According to The Independent, the government, quote, overlooked, close quote, perhaps better qualified purchasers like healthcare pharma firms and at least one blood plasma specialist before making the sale, raising calls for concern, close quote. Former Health Minister Lord Owen was quoted, Bain Capital should not have been chosen for this sale. Is there no limit to what and how this coalition government will privatize? Lucy Reynolds from the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine also urged against the sale, saying the deal undervalued the company. McKell's surprised that Bain would buy low and then resell high. Said Reynolds, quote, plasma supplies have a long record of being operated on a not-for-profit basis using voluntary donors where all the necessary checks take place. The difference with a commercial firm is that they will want to have as many donors as possible and be looking to secure large profits first and foremost. This amounts to the government abandoning UK blood product users to the tender mercies of the cheapest supplier, close quote. And Bain did not even have to pay all the cash for it up front. They paid £90 million, $140 million up front, $140 million up front for 80% of the company, and will make another payment in 5 years' time. And that payment will be £110 million, so $155 million. So it's definitely a buyer's market here in the UK. Come on down, Crazy Davies, where the deals are. Crazy. We've got the Royal Mail for sale. Want some cool choppers? We've got the Coast Guard Search and Rescue also for sale. Can you see it now? You're trapped in a crevasse awaiting helicopter rescue that will only come if you can give the 999, that's our 911 operator, your credit card details before she dispatches someone to save you. Yeah, come on down. You too can own our police, our courts, and even our prisons because that works so well in the USA. We're just crazy here. You know, these feckless thugs rule our lives, and yet the vast majority just keep calm and carry on. How long can we continue to slumber? And where the hell is the outrage?